Hello, everyone. So we are starting, and let's just wait for a minute for everyone to join in before I begin the introductions to London New Tech. So my name is Arkady. I'm your host for tonight. So welcome to London New Tech. We've been there for 5 years, and this is our 55th event so far. We're going strong, and we are very happy to continue organizing the events for you. Let me tell you about the agenda for tonight. First, we're going to have my introductions, which are going to be quite short, I promise. Then we're going to have 4 startups. The first is going to be Uunzi. Second one is going to be Hashiona. The third, Open Energy Labs. And the last but not least, GlycanAge. And then we're going to have networking in Discord. About this slightly later. So the format for the event will be as follows. We're going to have 5 minutes pre-recorded pitch, followed by 5 minutes live Q&A. So you can submit your questions in the questionnaire there, and we'll make our best to answer them. Well, presenter is going to make their best to answer them. I'm going to make my best to answer them. Now to the networking. We have an unusual setup for the networking. It's going to be in Discord. We've created quite a few channels where you can talk, you can text and talk with presenters as well as members and our partners. You can join the Discord via the link in your email, and we're also going to post the link to the Discord in the Zoom chat later on. So this is a little demo of how the Discord is going to work. After pressing on the link, you're going to be referred to this page where you're going to type in your username. You can choose whatever you want. I added my picture. You can do it as well if you want to. That's going to take a bit of time to connect, and then you can either register by filing your details, or if you don't want to, you can just press on the site. And it's going to take you straight away to our welcome channel. On the left, you can see all of our channels, and to access even more, you would need to fill the roles channel on the left. So you can either press it here on the left sidebar. Here there are 3 roles we have chosen. The first is for professional, founder, and student. So you can press on either of those, and once you do, you're going to get additional channels on the left. As you can see, we have just opened up the networking channel. The general one is for you to give introduction about yourself, to tell us what you do, and to invite other people into the private channels on them slightly later. Then simply by clicking on a button. You can also add your video if you want to, and chat with the presenter. There is also going to be a chat for one of our partners, Sterling Law, that also watching the event. Michael is going to be there for you to answer any questions you have with regards to legal aid. Finally, we have fundraising and business development channels. As mentioned, we have private channels if you want your conversation to be less public. They are limited by a number of people you can join. So how do you want to use a private channel? You can simply go to any text channel you want, tag a person you wish to speak with, and then invite him to a particular voice channel. After you do this, you simply go to this channel and wait for the person to join. Just press on it. Okay, perfect. So let's hope you're going to enjoy Discord. You can also speak to us organizers if you're looking to learn more about London New Tech and the work that we do here. We have quite a few partners which you can get in contact to via our website. If you go to londonutech.io, in the support page, you'll be able to see and connect with our partners. Crowdcube, by connecting with them, you're going to get a free consultation about crowdfunding. It's going to learn the benefits, whether it's right for you. Then you can connect with Sterling Law, or you can simply speak with Michael after the event on Discord if you have any questions about legal aid. Finally, then if you are looking for outdoor advertising, you can connect with Nurture, a program tailored for startups created by GCDecaux. Then we have Tide. If you're just opening up a bank account, you can get free access to your bank account for the year, as well as £40 on us. And we have also Investor Connected. They help to prepare you for the fundraising and develop your strategy. If you want to contact us, you can either speak with us at Discord after the event, or you can simply send us an email to either of these email addresses. Perfect. Now we can start the event. And the first, we have Uunzi.
Hello, my name is Ruth Wanjiku and I'm the founder of Uunzi. Uunzi is a tech and innovation marketplace aimed at connecting people to technology solutions wherever they are. One of the biggest challenges to create tech creators and entrepreneurs like yourselves is the cost of marketing, the cost of acquisition, the cost of maintaining those users, and also the time spent running campaigns. Last but not least, there is no marketplace that aggregates technology solutions in one market and in one location as well. Currently, people find technology solutions through Google and or with family and friends, but Google is really not effective and is not ideal for finding tech solutions. Uunzi is a tech marketplace aimed at solving this problem, connecting people to technology solutions wherever they are. So be it in the UK, in Germany, it aggregates technology solutions based on your location. With Uunzi, people can search for solutions, compare with similar tech solutions, and connect with tech solutions that they find or like. Technology has become a very important part of our lives, and we now find solutions for so many things on our mobile or through the internet, and so the marketplace has grown in that way. Currently, the UK in itself has 56 million mobile internet users, and globally 5 billion mobile and internet users. So this is how it looks. It's currently a website with a plan of becoming an app very, very soon. And we started off building this product in Kenya and within the fintech space. And we saw how it's, we built traction in Nairobi, Kenya, and we got companies affiliating with us and enjoying our services in that way, and helping and us helping them grow their reach. I'm in the process of doing the same thing. So our revenue model is as follows. So we do allow people to come to our platform and list for free, but we don't really offer any marketing support when of the free category. The best model is the affiliate model. That's the one that we're currently sort of scaling, and that's $5 per lead, or $10 for per month as a subscription, and then $3 per lead thereafter. We do encourage technology startups and creators to offer discounts to Uunzi users, as well as we market the tech solutions that are affiliated with us and are prioritized on our listing. So the sponsored listing will be rolled out next year. So the competitive advantage is, I mean, for example, in Kenya, we have 60 plus Kenyan-based technology solutions there. In the UK, we have over 15 plus tech startups that have agreed to launch with us in September. So these are businesses that are either going to focus on their marketing, or they're relaunching or rebranding, or actually entering the market, and that's happening in September. So as I said, we do encourage startups that are launching or wanting to build traction to onboard onto our platform. I mean, the benefit is that as we grow, you benefit from economies of scale. And last but not least, we also we are location based, so therefore technology solutions can be segmented based on the location that you reach, or your market, the market area for your business. So for example, if your tech solution is focuses in the UK and Germany and France, that can be put onto the platform, so users in those markets will be able to see your tech solution. Many of you may know of Product Hunt, which is similar to what we do, but they, number one, are not location based, and or they are not for users. At least not many users know of Product Hunt. Other companies like Nifty and Netto are doing somewhat similar to us, but are more creating like networks, or are more ethical for ethical businesses. So our organic traffic is about nearly 3,000 plus. We do use very little ads because we wanted to grow organically, and that's been happening in Kenya, but also we're growing quite organically as well in the States, although we don't have many tech solutions there. And we have over 1,000 plus registered users and 10,000 plus followers on our social media pages. This is my team. I'm the founder and have two supporting members of the team. One does business development, and the other is a really skilled digital and SEO strategist. I'm really excited to meet and talk to technology solutions creators and entrepreneurs who are in the UK, would like to join the platform, whichever way you'd like to join the platform. It would be really interesting to hear some of the work that you're doing and how we can support you. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to me. It's ruth.wanjiku@unzi.com. I really look forward to talking to many of you. Thank you so much.
Hi, Ruth. So thank you very much for telling us about Uunzi. Great pitch. And we have a couple of questions for you. The first one is from our team, and I would like to learn more about your story. So how did you decide to find Uunzi? And just, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Ruth is my name, and I founded Uunzi whilst working in international development. I worked for an NGO that focused on supporting livelihood projects in East Africa and Latin America, and we were creating tech solutions, but within the ag tech space. And a lot of the farmers that we were working with, or the people that we wanted to use our tech solutions, just couldn't keep up the tech solutions that they were dealing with, because there were so many companies trying to do the same thing. So that was the first time I noticed that there was not marketplace for technology solutions, especially in the developing market. And so that's and then soon after I started working on that. But also I also wanted to test the same market in the UK. So we've been validating a hypothesis in Kenya, and it's doing really well. And I wanted to do the same in the UK, because I do think that there is not a real aggregator for tech solutions.
I see, thank you. So the second question is from our partner, Investor Connected. Victor, he's interested, why, so you mentioned that one of your benefits is focusing on the local area. Can you tell us more, why do you believe this is like one of the actual benefits which differentiates you from competitors?
Right. So when I mean local, I mean that the whole idea is that the tech market, the tech solution that users are looking at is relevant to them. So that's the whole point about being local, that they can use it. Because if we show a technology solution that's in Morocco and they're based in Kenya and they can't use it, then it's irrelevant information for them. So the locality is just for from them being able to use it.
Okay, I see. Thank you for clarifying this. And can you tell us why did you decide to choose UK as a second market to move on to? Why UK in particular? Why not any other country?
Yeah, so we are growing in Kenya, and we are working. I have a team that's helping me grow Kenya and the other regions. But because I'm based in the UK, I thought it would be a great place to test this idea in the UK. So I guess it's because I'm based here, and I wanted to see if that could work for this market as well.
Okay, perfect, thanks. Can you tell us more about your plans on raising funds, and have you received any grants at this point?
Right, so we are planning to start raising in the next coming months. Currently, I wanted to make sure that I have revalidated properly before we go on to that phase of the business. So we are in the process of starting that process of raising, but yes, we are trying to finish our validation before we do that.
Okay, I see. And what is one of your biggest challenges you're working on right now?
One of our biggest challenges would be, I think that perhaps the UK market is a little bit more saturated. And I recognize that there could be a challenge there, but the interest from tech startups shows me that there's definitely a room for a platform like Uunzi, where people want to be able to market their tech solution in a very easy and affordable way. But I think it'll be really interesting and a great challenge to face in terms of trying to kind of communicate that information to the UK market. I've really learned a lot with the Kenyan market, but it will be an interesting challenge to face with the UK market and adapting ourselves for the UK market.
Okay, interesting. So the final question is, so when you're talking about marketing tech companies, who is your target audience in a way? So in the beginning, obviously it is very scalable, but who do you want initially target market these technological solutions to?
Right. So currently, we're trying to focus on. So we are B2B2C. So the technology solutions that we would want onto our platform will be for consumers rather than businesses. Until later on down the line when we can focus on businesses.
Okay. And what sort of consumers? What sector of consumers do you aiming to focus on initially? Is it like investors? Is it another startups? Yeah.
No, it's purely everyday people who are looking for technology solutions. It could be anybody from all walks of life. As long as the technology solution is listed onto our platform, we will do the work behind to find the right market for you and the right audience for you. Well, we'll have a brief from you as well, and then target those customers for you.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good luck on your entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have the second presenter, Hashiona. And before I'm going to start, I just want to remind our audience that we have a Q&A chat. So you can actually post your questions over there, and we would make sure to answer them. So now to the live page of Hashiona.
Hello everyone. Before we start, I wanted you to recall the worst hangover you ever had. Do you remember the feeling, the headache, the lack of energy, the problem with focus? Now, please imagine this is your every single day, because this is how the patient with underactive thyroid feels like, every single day. So, welcome to Hashimoto world, the world of 300 million people diagnosed globally. And when I say people, I mean mostly women. 1 out of 8 women globally has a thyroid disorder. Those women may have up to 45 different symptoms, including lack of energy, constant tiredness, sleeping problem, or gaining weight. To get rid of these symptoms and get into remission, the women have to take the hormones that have been prescribed by their doctors. But the problem is much more complicated. Things like healthy diet, physical activity, or even a good sleep are essential for all of us. But for those with Hashimoto, they are crucial. In fact, they wouldn't be able to enjoy their life if any of this was neglected. But there's more problems connected to Hashimoto. In the US, there's 20 million of patients and only 1,000 of endocrinologists. And I know this problem on my own. I have been there, experienced it, and that's why I decided to set up Hashiona, to help those people improve their day-to-day quality of life and help them with their remission. So in our mobile app, we educate the users how to track the symptoms and the supplements. We remind them about the next doctor appointment or taking a pill. Using their own data, we provide them with fantastic insight about their health condition and help them to find something we call individual health pattern. And finally, we connect them with their clinicians, endocrinologists, MDs, dietitians, and psychologists. And there's a science behind of Hashiona. So we implement the knowledge from medical papers. We follow the clinical guidelines and we empower it with a large amounts of the aggregated patients' data. So the users can get customized health advice and the doctors can change their care plan. And there is a fantastic team behind of Hashiona. Conrad, 12 years experience from company like Samsung or Roche, and myself, an engineer that was trained to be a business person. Recently at WeWork, when I was launching the company operation in both Poland and Western Australia. We also have a support from our team members and our mentors, Uldis and Anna. Since we started in March this year, and since that we spent more than 45 hours with our users, with our patients. We closed our MVP, we're starting shortly our beta tests, and we are ready to move the product on the next step. To do it, we are looking for some strategic partners and seed investor who can provide us with $360,000 to bring the startup to the next level. We also have more than 500 users who are currently waiting for the product to be finished in our waiting list. Thank you so much. My name is Eva and I'm founder of Hashiona.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for having me.
Hello Eva, thank you for your pitch. So we have quite a few questions for you. The first one is related to your business model. How do you plan to make money, and tell us more about your pricing?
Yeah, it's a perfect question. Thank you for it. So definitely we are at this moment trying a couple of business models because we are still on the early stage. But what we see as much promising at that moment is to keep having this application free for users in terms of two main functionalities. So it's the first tracking and access to the knowledge, and then have a subscription-based paid self-healing program, which will be developed together with endocrinologists and clinical dietitians.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you. In how many years do you see yourself to become profitable?
Yeah, perfect question as well. So basically, we plan to be profitable in less than 1 year from starting the platform. At that moment, we plan our global launch on September this year. We build the application in English first, obviously, and then on the next stages, we plan to add telemedicine, which will be localized, starting from the UA market, and then US, and we'll take it from there. So, yep, 1 year, this is the horizon that we give ourselves to starting to be profitable. We really strongly believe that our users will be motivated enough to use the app, and like going in behind of the problem with Hashimoto, those women, because mostly it's affecting the women, they're not able to function normally. They are not able to live, work, or even walk out the children to the kindergarten. So they have a high motivation to change their life and get into something we called a remission. That's why we think that a huge percentage of the free users will start to be our paid users.
Okay, I see. So the question from Michael is, what made you choose Western Australia for launching, and how did you go there?
Oh, no, sorry. That was about my experience. So I used to work at WeWork when I was a global expansion manager, and I was responsible for opening a new market for WeWork. And well, WeWork chose to open Western Australia, and they asked me to help with this process. So I went to Perth for a couple of months to establish the whole market there, and structure the team processes, find the key customers and the partners and so on. It was just a part of
Okay,
my job.
so okay, so
But
just to make sure you're launching in the UK.
yeah, so in terms of Hashiona, we launching first in the September the app globally, so it will be just in English, accessible for anyone around the world. But then something which we really will be localizing is the telemedicine, and that will start with the UK and then with the US.
Okay, perfect. So now I have a question from Patricia. Do you have a plan for the marketing and acquiring users?
Yeah, of course. Patricia, very good question. Thank you for it. We have already in place the go into market strategy and the marketing plan. How are we planning to do this? So first of all, we will cooperate with non-profit organizations and non-profit organizations that are basically raising up the problems around thyroid disorders. So I'm thinking here about Thyroid UK or organizations like American Thyroid Associations. They will help us to reach big amount of the users. We also will try definitely to get into NHS and get the partnerships with them so doctors can recommend us as a support enhancement for the normal standard clinical treatment. And we also plan to organize like a paid campaign on all of the Facebook groups, because at that moment the users are mostly using the internet forums and the Facebook groups, where even between 50K and 300K users there, and they are sharing the knowledge that they collect from different kind of sources. Well, the problem with Hashimoto is this is pretty much new disease. It has only a little bit more than 100 years, and because it's autoimmune disease, it affects your whole body. So the problem is pretty complicated. Now, the doctors who are basically treat the patients, so back then in the past there was only endocrinologists. Now the problem was more shifted into GPs, because the disease is like so I don't want to say popular, but so common, and more people getting it. That's why GP are basically handling it as a first response. Now GPs has usually only up to 8 minutes per patient to help them with whatever they're coming. So if you now can imagine like those patients with up to 45 different problems, both physical and psychological, they're not able to help them. So the users are looking, like searching in the internet and then finding all of this knowledge, which is like pretty hard to differentiate, because there is like a lot of, I would say, high quality knowledge, but also a lot of like homemade clinicians, and they're trying to help those people. So yep, the groups are definitely the first response that we want to encourage our users to come to us, get a proper tool to help themselves, and a proper academical content.
Okay, thank you for such an expansive answer. And the final question I have is, with all the buzz about that data and privacy, could you tell us more? How do you handle it?
Yeah, so in terms of data privacy in this kind of product, obviously all medical apps, all medical products are under the regulation, specifically country by country. So we have some kind of regulation in the EU, in the European Union, but in the UK, obviously there are also stricted regulations. For example, that if you store clinical records for the patients, you have to have those servers in the country. So you cannot use like any of the popular cloud solutions that we all know. You have to have servers physically in the country. So that's for the UK, but any single country has a little bit different adjustment. It's fine. We have lawyers that's helping us with it. So we just can respond for it properly. And then another thing is the telemedicine, which also have some restrictions, but then we will handle that early next year, probably Q1 and 2021 or Q2 even. Because obviously we have to have those clinicians responding in their native language. So if we launch in Germany, the German patients want to talk to the doctors in the local language.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Eva. We wish you good luck. And
Thank you so much.
If any of our presenters have any questions, they could talk to her later.
I would definitely be available on Discord. So feel free to ask any question. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye, guys.
Bye. And now we are gonna have a third presenter, Samson from Open Energy Lab.
Hi, my name is Samson Samlan Bowling, and I'm the founder and CEO of Open Energy Labs. Our vision is for universal access to electricity across Africa, where 600 million people experience severe energy poverty every day. We want every student in Africa to learn how to build their own renewable energy system. We're already backed by Innovate UK and the Department for International Development, and we're now seeking your investment to develop our cutting-edge mobile learning platform and roll it out to 110,000 students across Zambia.
My name is Florence Lungu. I'm 19 years old and I come from Lusaka.
Where I come from, we have a challenge of load shedding, so it's difficult to do basic things such as charging my phone, cooking, lighting for studying.
In order for me to find a place where I can charge my phone, I would go to a market quite far from my place and charge my phone. Then after some hours again, my phone will be off, meaning I have to go back. So you have to schedule for using electricity.
I want to make electricity available to my household, but I am unable to because without hands-on experience, it's difficult to tackle actual problems.
To help students like Florence learn the skills she needs to improve access to electricity, we created the LE1. The LE1 is an educational electricity supply that teaches electronics and programming and is able to provide power for mobile phone charging and lighting. We've been piloting the LE1 through our Energy Makers Academy Zambia program, and in the last 6 months, we've trained over 100 students and have over 900 people on our waiting list.
What we do here is mostly practical work. We don't just sell products. They get to understand how the product works. It is my desire to teach young people how to build their own power supplies.
It's been very interesting because I was thinking it's going to be very, very hard. But practical work is very easy. It's helping me when it comes to charging my phone and lighting the house. I was just thinking, is it only me who's supposed to know this? And I wish there were more opportunities like this.
We share Florence's vision. That's why we're working closely with the Zambian government to integrate our technologies into the Zambian curriculum.
The ministry has been embracing that one because it's very practical. If it's taught in our training institution, I believe we would see impact immediately.
We're collaborating with the Ministry of Higher Education in order to pilot our program with 3,000 students, rolling out to 110,000 students by 2025. To scale our program, we're developing the next iteration of our innovative learning program, Energy Makers Learn. Energy Makers Learn will be the world's first mobile phone application and connected hardware kit through which students will learn to design, build, and repair renewable electricity power supplies.
The most exciting opportunity for Open Energy Labs to really grow and scale is through digital means, so reaching a far larger audience. This investment is really key to unlocking the potential for Open Energy Labs because it will match a significant grant that they've been awarded by Innovate UK. It's really exciting to see that there is potential to actually reach thousands of people and to make a significant change.
By investing in us, you'll accelerate our development and support our rollout to students across Zambia, enabling them to address their energy needs faster, more effectively, and more sustainably. You'll be joining prestigious backers such as Innovate UK, Energy for Impact, and Bethnal Green Ventures, Europe's leading tech for good VC. We're excited for you to join us. Together, we can support young people in Africa to reduce energy poverty and build the energy systems of the future.
Hi, Samson.
Hello. Hi there. Hi there, everyone.
So thank you very much for your pitch.
Thank you.
We have a few questions for you. Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on racing on Crowdcube. Fingers crossed. Good luck on this. And so we'd like to learn more about, can you tell us more about yourself and the team behind the project?
Sure. We've kind of got a core team of 6 at the moment. So there's myself. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering, and I'm a self-taught electronic engineer. And I've been working in the development space. I've run projects in India, in Tanzania, and in Zambia as well. Then we've got Granville, who we saw in the video. He is a kind of like essentially was like a child genius when he was a kid, and exhibited at all of these kind of big government exhibitions, because he built his own robot out of old DVD motors and kind of old electronics. It was this amazing kind of like Mars rover that he built. And so he's got all of these amazing connections in the Zambian government. Our design lead is Jack, who is just finishing up his PhD in electronics and interaction design at the University of Queen Mary University in East London. We've got Laurel, who has multiple degrees from MIT, as well as a doctorate from Queen Mary's, and she's leading our electronic design. We've got Tom, who has 4 years experience as a director of teaching and learning at one of the top schools in Zambia. And finally, we've got Zikambiani, who is a graduate electronic engineer, who grew up in Zambia, studied in the UK, and is now working with us.
Well, you've got a very strong team. That's definitely an advantage to consider when deciding whether to invest in Crowdcube. And focusing more on your product. So you're essentially helping you're focusing on the renewable energy. So what kind of renewable energy in particular you're focusing on? Is it tailored to like solar energy or wind or water?
Sure. So at the moment, it's quite strongly tailored towards solar. Zambia has a lot of sun. It's a place with very, very high solar radiance. But we're kind of focusing predominantly on the kind of 5 to 20 watt market. But what's kind of unique about what it is that we're doing is that we're teaching people how to build those solar systems for themselves. And so what you find a lot with these solar home systems is that they break all the time, right? And so people are buying these kind of cheap products that and then they kind of break after a couple of weeks, or even some people basically buy it and it breaks within a day. And so we kind of saw that and then decided, what, people need to learn how to fix these. And so that's kind of where we've gone with that.
Okay, I see. So as a mechanical engineer myself and keen enthusiast of renewable energy, I've watched quite a few videos, so I'm a bit familiar with the development of solar panels. Essentially, LE1, from what I understand, is a microcontroller. But do you plan to develop your own solar panel as well? What's your take on this?
Sure. So I think solar panels are quite a mature technology at this point. So, basically the solar panels, they last 25, 30 years, right? In general. And so what we found with the solar home systems is the actual kind of charge controller part that breaks, right? And that's the thing that we've kind of, seen kind of cause problems across the board. So the solar panels aren't really a kind of problem bit of the technology. The bits that's the problem is that kind of bit that takes the power from the solar panel and turns it into something that can be used to charge a phone. And that's the same as same technology that would go in your phone or any kind of household electronics that we know doesn't last more than a year or two, right? And then if you're looking at the really cheap end of that, that's where, you know, those problems really kind of arise. And, you know, these are people who are, you know, taking out loans in order to buy a $10, you know, solar system, right? You know, these people who you know, do not have a lot of capital to spend. And so, you know, what we're looking to do is integrate our kind of kit into the Zambian curriculum by working together with the Zambian government, so that essentially every child across the country learns electronics by building an electricity supply.
That sounds great. I'm a huge advocate for learning by building myself.
Yeah.
And another question which we had is, considering that you have conquered the Zambian market with your product, where would you move on next? And in terms of the location, for instance, and also in terms of whether you're going to tackle another renewable energy source?
Sure. So that's a really interesting question. So, so we definitely haven't conquered the Zambian market by any stretch just yet. So I think there's still plenty of work to be done in Zambia. Although we have made some really great inroads with the ministries of General Education and the Ministry of Higher Education. In terms of geographically, we have kind of been exploring partnerships in Kenya and Tanzania, as well as some initial contacts in Angola and Nigeria. But I think that kind of sticking to the Eastern African area is where we kind of see a lot of potential. So those markets are definitely something that we've had some initial contacts in. In terms of different technologies, definitely something that we're interested in. And to be honest, at the moment, it's something that we're kind of led by our students. So for example, one of our students recently has begun development on a wind turbine that uses the gusts from cars as they kind of drive by. They create a little bit of wind, and she's using that to generate electricity using what are known as vertical axis wind turbines, and then using that to charge phones at bus stops. So we're kind of, when we close this investment round, we're going to be doing a kind of small innovators fund, you know, which is, you know, a lot of our focus really is on innovation. And, you know, we're talking about a person, you know, 1 month, you know, okay, for someone to spend 3 months full time plus all of the materials to develop a prototype costs about £500, right? And so, you know, if you, a very, very small investment of capital will go a really, really long way. And so, yeah, we're kind of, you know, we're kind of looking to support technologies across the kind of renewable energy spectrum. And yeah, kind of are really looking to be led by our customers and our students by that.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Sure.
Good luck on raising on Crowdcube.
Thank you very much.
If anyone has any further questions, you could answer them later on on Discord, and see you soon.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And now to the final presenter, GlycanAge, and to Nicolina.
Hello everyone, so my name is Nicolina and I'm CEO of GlycanAge. GlycanAge is a blood test that measures your biological age by looking at your IgG glycan composition, and we then tell you what to do to improve it. So we also call it a GPS for healthy aging interventions. The problem we're tackling is prevention, so standard diagnostics detects problems when it's far too late, so when you're already symptomatic or you have a diagnosis. Our solution is look at glycans. So glycans are our ultimate layer of complexity. They regulate a number of processes, including immunity, and they're not just good biomarkers, but they're also functional factors in cardiometabolic and inflammatory diseases, and they change far earlier than you're symptomatic or you have a diagnosis. What GlycanAge measures specifically is a type of low-grade chronic systematic inflammation that changes predictably as you age. And this is our populational data on 80,000 people, and you can see how these markers change as you age. So at the moment, you can order a test online. It's a fingerprint blood test you can do from the comfort of your home. Then it's a 2-week chemical process in the lab. We deliver these results on your dashboard, then pair you with a preventive specialist to help with the intervention. What influences your glycans? So we know that there's a number of lifestyle factors like weight loss has a massive influence, stress reduction, but we also know that estrogen supplementation in women has a great influence around perimenopause and menopause. These are some anonymized clients, so you'll see that this guy had healthy BMI, but he had a number of symptoms and he improved with dietary improvement. On the other hand, you have somebody who has a good result and that pushed it even further with nutritional intervention. I like to put these two guys together, so we're completely non-biased. On one side, you have a person who leads a very natural life. He's a yoga teacher. He's been a vegetarian for 25 plus years. And he takes no medication, has an amazing GlycanAge of 20 at 51. And on the other hand, you have a medical professional who's been taking growth hormone and testosterone replacement for 20 plus years. He takes a number of longevity supplements and also has an amazing result. So it works for both. Where we'd like to position ourselves as the validation metrics for aging interventions, from an individual level, so we give a scoring system for our clinicians, which is the number of biological years they've reduced for our clients, but we also want to participate in various clinical trials for aging interventions. We operate within this wellness economy, so we're looking to sell to people who are well. Part of it is the weight loss and healthy eating, which is our direct-to-consumer route. And then you also have prevention and personalized medicine, which is our B2B to C route. We offer this product under subscription, so you can take various different subscriptions and test multiple times per year and have constant contact with the care team, or you can take a one-off test at $279 with a free consultation. We operate with on this landscape. We have no direct competitors, so we have strong IP, and we're the first glycan-based product to market. But there are alternatives like Asylum and Chronomics using epigenetic markers, and logistic companies like Let's Get Checked that may even become collaborators. The advantage of looking at glycans or your GlycanAge is that it integrates both genetic, epigenetic, and environmental aspects of aging. We came from a leading research lab in glycomics, so they've received over 50 million in EU research funding, which led to the development of our IP. There's over 120 scientific publications using our markers, and we have a baseline of 80,000 samples. We first started with this innovator scientific community, and there's over 10,000 tests GlycanAge tests used in scientific research, and then we have early traction with B2B to C and the direct to consumer. We've currently had about £50,000 of revenue so far. We have 540 subscribers with 200 paying. These are some graphs with quarterly growth in user and revenue. Our development cycle is mainly focused on technology and then risk scoring as we come to 2022. We are a family team, but we have very diverse backgrounds. Gordon, who's our Chief Scientific Officer, is my father, and Philip, who's our CTO, is my brother. We have a great scientific board, and we're raising our first seed round at 1.2 million to reach 12,800 subscribers and hit 2.6 million in revenue, mainly focusing on reducing the number of biological age, so retention with users. And during COVID, we mainly focused on consumer as the clinics were closed, and we did a lot of research, and your GlycanAge is more predictive of COVID disease severity than chronological age. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicolina, for your pitch.
Thank you.
So I have a few questions for you. The first one is, can you tell us more how GlycanAge develops customized advice for the patients?
So from the test, we can't tell what's going on, but we ask a questionnaire, and then in there we have a number of symptom checkers, including perimenopause checker. So from there we can tell where we see area for improvement, and then we make assumptions based on the studies we've published so far. So if you have high BMI, we focus on that, but we also know that overtraining can give you a high result. Having a too low BMI can also give you a high result, and a number of other factors. But it's mainly from the questionnaires that we can specify.
Okay. So when you develop a particular biological age, where do you choose the baseline for it? In a sense, how many people did you take initially to decide that the biological age of 20 is this kind of lifestyle?
So it's based on the research cohort where we have 80,000 people tested so far, and it's plotted on the demographics that you fit into. So we would plot you if you're 20, we plot you in the 20-year demographic, and whatever cohort it is based on male or female or ethnicity.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you for this. And what's the biggest challenge you're facing at this moment?
Well, glycans are not popular science, so they're not in what would you call it, consumer rhetoric. So we have a lot of hurdles to get over just by educating what glycans are. A lot of people confuse it with DNA, and DNA is something fixed, so you can't change it. Your glycans are highly changeable, and even within 3 months, you can make a difference and have a big change. So changing this mentality takes a little bit of time.
Okay, that sounds great. Can you tell us in how many years do you see yourself to become profitable, and how many users would you need to reach this break-even point?
To break even, we need about 5,000 subscribers. So it's below what we're looking to achieve, but we're looking to reinvest the profit we make in further product development, which will eat up our profit margin in the first year. And then mainly build up there, going for market share rather than profits at the start.
Okay, I see. Thanks. So you have a very nice family team there. Can you tell us a little bit more about how do you plan to grow it, and like the general dynamics within your team?
So I guess it took me a little while to join. So I invested myself when I joined in, I think that was about October last year or November. And we have a nice dynamic in general. So we're all entrepreneurs, and we've always collaborated. So in my former startup, my brother built all of our technology, and we did really well. We grew organically to a couple million in revenue, to 1.8 million in revenue in the first year and 2.3 in the second year. So we work really well together. But of course, we focus on our field. So Gordon is a scientist, and that's where he has full authority. Philip is a technologist, so that's his field, and I'm more on the business and the consumer value side.
Okay, that sounds great. So we also have a question with regards to clients' data. How do you handle it? How do you encrypt it even?
So we're not in our business model is not selling on your data. The only reason we even collect the personal data afterwards in the questionnaires is to be able to interpret your results and give you a recommendation for improvement. This data is owned by the users. We have in our terms that we don't accept to sell it to, we're not selling it to any third party, and you have full authority over it, so you can delete it at any time point, and that's the point where it's completely erased.
Okay, sounds great. And the final question is, yeah, go for it.
We're of course GDPR compliant and everything else that's coming up. So
yeah, that's the important bit.
Yeah.
So you are launching in the UK right now, right?
Well, we actually launched both UK and US, and we are selling a bit more in the US. It seems to be a more forward-thinking or adaptive market in our field. We do also sell in Europe, so quite a bit of Germany, Poland. So it is international at the moment. It's dry spots, so we can ship worldwide, apart from a couple locations like Dubai we struggle with. But the whole market is open, but we are focusing on solely UK and US to start with.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, good luck on your entrepreneurial journey. And if you have any questions for Nicolina, you can talk to her in Discord after this. Thank you very much, Nicolina.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you everyone for joining. We hope you enjoyed the event. You can network in Discord. My colleague Michael has just posted the link and you can talk to the presenters there, and also you can speak with our partner from Sterling Glow. Well, thank you for joining, and have a great evening. See you on the next London UTech. Bye.